Hi and welcome to today's reading. Today's reading is a collective reading based on a couple of dreams that I've been having the past few nights. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. If you haven't already, please like, share and subscribe. A bit about me first. All of my readings are timeless, so whenever you have stumbled across this reading, it is meant for you. It may be one thing that I say. It could be the whole reading. I am an intuitive tarot reader, so I pick up on energies prior to a reading. These come through in the form of downloads, in dreams, in messages that I receive in meditation. And in this particular instance, it has been a series of dreams that I've had over the past couple of nights. So if you haven't been here before, I tend to talk a little bit prior to the reading. Once I have relayed all of the messages that I've been receiving, I will then use my cards to clarify those messages. So part of the messaging that I am receiving prior to using the tarot cards and oracle decks is also important. So you are welcome to skip through to the tarot part of the reading. But for me as an intuitive tarot reader, a lot of the messages that I receive that are part of what's happening within the collective at the moment are based on things that I've experienced in my own life. I'm nearly 50. I would say I have a lot of life experience, but for me, those experiences are what I draw on. It's a point of reference for me when I'm doing a reading and helps me explain the intuitive messages that I am receiving. So I'll start way back in the beginning. As I said, I'm 49 this year. When I was 21, and this will give context to the dreams. When I was 21, I had a really close friend, and we were planning a trip, a working holiday. After we both turned 21, we're planning a working holiday to England. I'm one of those happy-go-lucky people. Yeah, sounds great, I'll go. Fantastic. Hadn't really put much thought into it. Would never have done it on my own. Was happy just to go with the flow. In that period, in that year leading up to moving to England from Australia, my friend and I, we met a man who would become my future husband, and we've been married 25 years. But at the time, in that year leading up to me going away, my husband and I had a friendship. No feelings, no nothing. But for some reason, my friend didn't like it. And over the course of that 12 months, began to, on her own, but also in collusion with other people, start to try and pull apart this friendship that was forming between myself and my husband. He wasn't my husband at the time. He was my friend. Whether it was her feeling left out, jealous, I'm really not sure. I'm not a big fighter. I don't actively go and search out. If somebody has a problem, they can come and tell me. I won't throw fuel in the fire. At the point where we're about to get on the plane, we were no longer talking, my friend and I. There had been rifts that had been formed between myself and her. And she had systematically formed rifts, started to turn many other people within our friendship circle, these circles on here, against me. So I was not only going overseas on my own, even though we were on the same flight, we weren't going together. And from that point on the plane, I actually never saw her again once we got off the plane in England. But in that moment, that was a tower moment for me, because there was something pulling me on a path that was telling me that I was meant to foster the friendship with my husband, who wasn't my husband at the time. We wouldn't formally recognize our relationship till 12 months later. And the message that's coming through is that there is often something that you need to leave behind. For me, it was everything. It was my It was my country. It was my friendship circle. I literally flew to England after cutting ties with everything I knew because I was being pulled on a certain path. Now, this is my 888 Oracle deck. This year is 2024, so the 888 portal, which hasn't been around since 2015, so that is the 8th of August 2024. 2024 adds up to an 8, so we've got 888. This deck I created last year during the 88 portal. 88 is a karmic cycle. 888 is infinite abundance. All of the decks that I use on my channel, I'm an illustrator as well as an intuitive reader, but all of the decks that I use on my channel are part of a large illustrative collection of oracle and tarot decks that I have been guided, intuitively guided to create over the past couple of years. At that point, I didn't know why. The same as when I was flying to England. What am I doing? Why am I'd left my job. I'd left, obviously, my friendship group. The only person that I was really, really close friends with at the time, and he wasn't my husband at the time, was my husband. I had left it all. It was a Tao moment in my life, and it was a huge karmic lesson. Now, when I was doing... I've got a couple of decks that I use offline, and I was just shuffling around with them last night. And before hopping into bed, I just sort of picked up the pile and popped it on the chair beside my bed. And when I woke up this morning, because I'd had a couple of dreams, when I woke up this morning, I saw the Six of Cups and the World. The World is Saturn. It's the end of a karmic lesson. This, for me, breaking everything off with everybody I knew, moving to the other side of the world, scared shitless. But it was part of my karmic lesson, part of the end of a cycle for me. The dreams that I've had the last 2 nights. So the first dream, I was at a football stadium. Now, this particular person in this dream is my friend from 28 years ago. And I haven't seen her since that moment at the airport when we were on our flight to England. And she showed up in my dream, not last night, the night before. I was meeting somebody at a football stadium. I didn't really know who. I knew where I was to meet them, at what gate, and at what time. And when I turned up at the gate, it was her. And I was quite cordial, polite, I think probably taken off guard that this person had shown back up. We had never argued about what had happened. There was no fight. It was just a mutual agreement that we would go our separate ways, that we weren't aligned anymore. So that was the first dream. Last night, I had 3 separate dreams in the night. I actually went to bed really, really early. I think it's the full moon in Sagittarius today. Very philosophical moon. So it's the 23rd of May today. You may have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, and if you do, you may be getting fairly vivid. These dreams are very vivid. So last night, the first dream started in a parking lot, and it was a parking lot of a shopping centre that was being built. So lots of construction. The second dream last night was once the construction had been completed, we were within a big department store. And she came up behind me. And because I had no animosity and had met her, in the previous night's dream, and it was very cordial, I said hello, and she took a needle with some sort of poison in it, because I died in the dream, some sort of poison in it, and she injected it into my arm and I died. The next dream, the same thing happened again. It was a repeat of the first one. Came up, injected something into my arm, and I died again. And then the third dream, the lights in the department store had been turned off, and she was trying to find me. And from her point of view, it was almost, if you can't see me, then you won't know I've injected something into your arm until you feel it. She turned the lights off so she couldn't be detected. So what I'm getting from this is that I don't think she's shown back up in my life personally. I don't think the dream is about me. I think the dream for me is a tool that I'm meant to use from a situation within my life to explain an energy that's within the collective at the moment. Somebody from your past who has tried to knock you off your soul's journey, or somebody who's trying to knock you off your soul's journey now, where you are being led, reappearing in your life. And it's a test. Because in my opinion, when we are given our blessings, now my divine blessing was meeting my husband at that particular time, and I'm seeing the star card, it was a compass. It was where I was meant to go, even though I didn't know that he would eventually be my life partner. That person, my friend in my life, was there, a soul contract that I have with that person in my life that was there. And you could see it as a negative thing, but if you look at it as a positive thing, somebody who was there that actually, and I'm seeing a train track, you know, when the train line converges, somebody that actually pushes down the lever so you end up going unknowingly on your destined path. But they will also be there to test you. Before you reach your goal, they will test you again. And they test you, and it's almost like they put the lever down. Are you going to keep going on this path, or are you going to go back the other way? There's somebody coming into your life that tried to detour you from your spiritual path previously, or is attempting to do it now, or attempting to come back in and do it again. So you could be on your initial test, and I'm hearing Saturn return. Now, as I said, I got the World card. The World is the final card in the tarot. It's the end. Those karmic lessons that you have learned. The World is 21. For me, if I think about, you know, I moved to England when I was 21. The number 21 might be significant. But for many people, 28 is their Saturn return. That's when your karmic lessons roll back around and you get put through a test to see if you've learnt. If you look at that card, these cards are designed to sit and meditate on the image. And all I'm seeing is a test, something that rolls back around. And before you get your divine blessings, you are being tested. On the back of these cards, it's Angel of Light, Angel of Freedom. If you pass, if you see the light, if you pass that karmic lesson, if you get all the way to the world, you get your freedom. Okay, I'm just going to check. What else was I hearing? I was hearing a leopard doesn't change its spot. So if this is somebody that is rolling back around to test you again, remember the lessons that you'd learnt before from this person. If you're trying to move away from this person, if they have stopped you on your spiritual journey, now is the time to turn your own lights off. So in that dream, she turned the lights off in the department store so that she couldn't be detected, meaning somebody trying to do the same thing to you. If this is somebody coming back, they may be presenting themselves as a new version of themselves. Oh, I'm changed, or, as I said, as when I met this person in my dream at the football stadium, it was very cordial, but it's a test. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. If it's somebody specifically that you have a soul contract with, and they may not even be aware of it. I mean, we have soul contracts with many people in our lifetime. If it's somebody that you have a soul contract with, and their specific job in this lifetime is to prevent you from moving forward on your soul's journey, knowingly or unknowingly, they will continue to do that until you create boundaries. You are being asked to move in silence. Okay, let's get some cards. Let's see where we go. Wow, Wheel of Fortune. Look at that. 10 to the end. Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. And I should have said it. Jupiter is about to go into Gemini. You've got a choice. Gemini used to be the choice card. It used to be called the choice card. A choice. I was seeing the High Priestess when I was doing my pre-shuffle. The High Priestess and the Six of Cups actually came out many times during the pre-shuffle. There's something about what you are doing now, even though you can't see the outcome. Because as I was shuffling for that card, I was seeing the Chariot, which is Cancer. Jupiter is in Gemini. Jupiter doesn't go back into Cancer until 2025. So that is, I'm not sure when, but Cancer 2025 is halfway through next year. There's a decision that you need to make now, even though you can't see the outcome. That is part of your soul's journey. It's a choice that you have to make. And I'm seeing the Star card. Oh, it's a choice that you have to make. Yeah. The Sun. If you look at that card, Angel of Light, Angel of Freedom. The Sun is light. King of Swords. The King of Swords is Uranus in Libra. King of Swords is a truth. Uranus is the Fool card. Uranus is a new beginning. And I was saying, you know, 21, the world is Saturn. That's the end of the tarot. Uranus is the beginning. A new beginning for you. If I think about the decision that I made to end a friendship with somebody who was my closest friend, because I was being drawn on a soul journey, on a spiritual journey. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. The Fool card, Uranus, is earthquakes. Something that will shake the foundation of your world. A truth that you need to tell that's going to shake the foundations of your world, but will actually put you on a destined path. And you're being guided by something, but you may not know what or why. The Six of Cups. Something from your past. That was the card. That was the card that I saw. That was the card that kept coming out when I was doing the pre-shuffle. Perhaps even like for me, a nostalgia, you know, I've not thought about my friend in a long time, you know, it's in a long time, but I know now looking back, and I've known for a long time, that my life's journey, that person had to be in my life in order, even though the experience was not very pleasant, that person had to be in my life in order to push me on the trajectory that I was meant to be on, my spiritual path. The people that I was meant to, you know, my husband. But it may be for some that you're at the point where you've made this decision and this person's coming back to retest you. Or you're at the point where you are about to make this decision, knowing that if you stay where you are, you're going to be held back. Your past is going to hold you back. And when you think about birds, they can fly anywhere. They're not held down by anything. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is Sun in Scorpio. Sun in Scorpio, Sun. Scorpio is death and rebirth. I know when I came back from England, I was a different person. Even when I, look at this, wish fulfillment, Nine of Cups. When I came back from England, I got engaged to my husband. And as I said, we've been married for 25 years. Something was drawing. So there's something drawing you on this path. And it may be a person. And again, Ace of Pentacles. It may be, that is a sturdy foundation. Ace of Pentacles is a gift from God. You know, I've been shuffling. That's twice that's come out. The aces are gifts from God. Wheel of Fortune, the Sun, the Six of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles. But it comes with a truth. As I said before, Jupiter, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and I was seeing the Cancer card, which is the Lovers, which is the choice. There's a choice that you need to make that is going to, or there's a choice that you've made. Past, present, future energy. That is going to open things up for you. The Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Ace of Pentacles. On the bottom, it's hidden. Like for me, making that decision to break free was hidden. What was coming was hidden. If I think about, I was in England I was meant to be there for 2 years, but I was in England for just over 12 months. Removed from friends and family and in a total time of internal reflection. Who am I? What do I want? I've just now cut ties with literally every person that I know. But what it actually brought me to was, Ace of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. The Devil on the bottom. The Devil is something that's holding you back. Devil is Capricorn, Saturn again, and number 15. Something that's holding you back from your Wheel of Fortune. Or somebody that's reappeared in your life because maybe you've already cut ties, but has reappeared in your life to give you that one final test. Are you going to stay stuck? It's too many. The Six of Cups again. So the Six of Cups that I saw in my offline deck prior to the reading, I've got Six of Cups in the world. I've now got the Six of Cups from this deck and the Six of Cups from this deck. Somebody from your past that's coming back to test you. Some sort of nostalgia holding you back from making a decision. To go 3 ways. If you're about to make this decision, it's the nostalgia of the past that's holding you back. As I said, that High Priestess card that I was seeing, the nostalgia from your past that's holding you back, but intuitively you know that you need to go in a new direction. The Sun. If I think of a ship sailing along the cliffs, they need the lighthouse, the sun. Because they can't see in the dark. In that dream, the lights were turned off. You can't see in the dark, but you know you're being pulled. So if you're currently in this situation and you're making that decision, trust your instincts. If you've made the decision, know that you're up for, and you haven't received this yet. Your Ace of Pentacles, your Nine of Cups, your Wheel of Fortune. Know that before you get it, there will be something coming back from your past to test you. I said it in a reading the other day. Remember when Will Smith at the Oscars, and before he was presented with the win for Best Actor, Chris Rock, I think, came on stage and was doing a bit of a skit. And within that, said something about Will Smith and his wife that got Will riled up, and he went on stage and he punched Chris Rock in the face. Now, they were friends, somebody from his past. I'm not saying Chris Rock is the devil, but the devil uses people in order to test you. And Denzel Washington calmed Will Smith down and said to him, the devil always appears to test you before you get your blessings. There's somebody, if you've already made the shift, there's somebody. And if you haven't already, be aware that there will be somebody coming to test you before you get your blessings. What's that saying? In life, you get the lessons first, then you get the test. Whereas in school, in school, you get the lessons first, then you get the test. In life, you get the test, then you get the lessons. King of Pentacles and the Emperor. Wow. Wow, that is some big energy there. I want to say big kahunas. And it's tied with that devil energy. Somebody from your past. The King of Pentacles is Jupiter in Taurus. We're in May at the moment. May, well, we've just gone into Gemini season. Taurus. Something, a parent, a workplace. It's definitely male energy, masculine energy. And the Emperor is Aries and Mars. When I'm looking at these cards, I'm wanting to put all three of those together. That's one person. Who presents themselves in different ways. As I said in that dream, everything was cordial, smiling face. The smiling assassin is what I want to say. But it's a trick, it's a test. Yeah, wow. We've got mirroring here. VI and IV. Somebody from your past. 6 of Cups. King of Swords, that... I'm watching a Korean drama at the moment, and there's always a grandfather energy within the dynamic. That's two-faced. That has an agenda. And I like the historical dramas, so the Korean ones, the Japanese ones, Turkish ones. I watch a lot of historical ones because they have an aspect of history in them. And the ones about, you know, dynasties where you've got, say, a king or a prince who has got somebody pulling the strings behind them, two-faced, using you on a pawn of their destined path, what they want to attain, using you as a puppet. But in doing that, it's holding you back, and it's this decision that you've either already made, you are intuitively sensing that you need to make, or if you're like me and that those dreams that came through are a reflective, giving you the opportunity to actually reflect back on things that have happened in your life and see the journey that you've been on and how each little diversion that's happened has actually set you on the path of your true spiritual journey and potentially headed you towards your true life partner. It was the Ace of Cups that wanted to come out there. Apologies, that was my dog. The dogs are talking. Yeah, Moon in Libra, 2 of Swords, Moon in Libra. That it's hidden. The 10 of Cups, your 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, you've gone from 9 of Cups to a 10. It's hidden. 10 of Cups is, you know, happy wife, happy life. Kids, dog, house. But it's hidden. It's hidden from you because you have to make this decision. You're meant to use your intuition to make this decision. If you feel, or if you've already made this decision, if you feel like, look at that, on the bottom, the sun. You're being enlightened, and the Lovers, that's the choice. The choice for a new beginning, 3 of Wands. You're being enlightened. Something is guiding you. The Sun, the Lovers. Number 6. The Sun, the Lovers, and the 3 of Wands. Something is guiding you. I am going to pull out my... I wasn't going to use them, but I think I'm going to use them. Let's just get Just, oh my goodness. The Six of Cups again. 1, 2, 3. And then from that other deck, the Six of Cups, King of Pentacles on the bottom. Six of Cups is somebody returning from your past. The Sun in Scorpio, the Sun. Death and rebirth is Scorpio energy. Think of a Scorpio though, you think of a tail of a Scorpio, the devil. Needle in my arm. Scorpio sting. Somebody trying to prevent you from this new beginning. You're being guided. 2 suns. 2 suns is Page of Cups. I was thinking of the Strength card. The Strength card is Leo and the Sun. Page of Cups is the Moon in Pisces. Pisces is what's hidden in the depths. Things that you can't see. Moon in Libra. Moon in Pisces. What's hidden in the depths. You've got to follow your internal guidance with this Sun. And as I said, like me, I'd left my job. All of my friendships had fallen apart. And I had I could have just not got on that plane. I was so scared, but I did it. And what came after that was, when I came back from England, I was a totally different person. And I remember going to gatherings after I, wow, the devil again. I remember going to gatherings. It was somebody else, when I was overseas, obviously all of my friends were around the same age as me. And so as I was overseas, people were turning 21. And I remember coming home and there were still people having 21st birthday parties, which for us in Australia is a big thing. We celebrate 18th, 21st, 40th and 50th. So, all these people were having 21st birthdays. And I would go to these parties and I would just sit and look around and just think, I am so different from these people. I had seen the world. I had literally gone through a massive tower moment and seen the world from a different view and then come back home. And all these people were still stuck in their little tiny worlds. And so I was so grateful that I had been able to extricate myself, even though it was the most painful thing, extricate myself because it gave me, what's the word? It allowed me to see everything from a different view. The outside looking in. The Emperor. And on the bottom, that is Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the Temperance card. Something that, as I said, if we're looking at this, the 3 different groups, Mercury is communication. Something that happens that allows you to break free from something in your life that's holding you back. It's meant to break you free so that you can be put on your spiritual path. It may be painful, but it's meant to happen. 2 suns here. You could be enlightened to behavior of somebody. That's if you're in the beginning of this journey. If you're in the next phase, where you've extricated yourself and you're on the part of your spiritual journey that is going to take you to your divine blessings. There's somebody from your past coming back to test you. 2 devils, 2 suns, 2 devils, 3 Six of Cups. I mean, 2 emperors. There's something from your past coming to test you before you are given your divine blessings. And if you are like me, and you are at the point where you are looking back and reflecting, maybe this reading helps you recognize the devil energies and the things that have happened in your past, so you can give yourself a pat on the back and say, you know what? I get it now. I get now why all those things were meant to happen. And I can pat myself on the back and saying, you know what? You actually did really well. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Let's have a look. This is my divine messages. What message wants to come through? Healing and transformation. As I said, the person I came back from England as was totally different from the girl who went. Baby steps. Ace of Pentacles there. Ace of Pentacles is one of the slowest moving cards in the deck. I'm still learning lessons from this experience 28 years later. Baby steps. Telepathy. Perhaps somebody unknowingly, and you may not be aware of it, somebody unknowingly, as I said, I saw the High Priestess card, acting as your guide, drawing you away from a situation which no longer serves you, whether it is toxic with the devil or whether it is toxic in the fact that it's just holding you back. Somebody, somebody from your soul family is drawing you towards your destined path. Knowingly or unknowingly. Sorry, I like them straight. Good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. If you are surrounded by people who are toxic and you're not aware, they're your friends, so you turn a blind eye. You can't hear what's calling you because the noise of them is too loud. As I said, when I went overseas for that 12 months, I literally had to start again, make all new friends, everything. But it allowed me to build new foundations based on friendships with people that were for my best interests. You know, so I think at that age, 21, you know, you're in that phase of moving away from people that you were friends with in school or in friendships with during your partying years. You know, just people that don't align with you anymore. And it's hard to extricate yourself. Toxicity. It's hard to Toxicity. 3 devils. It's hard to extricate yourself. And sometimes I think that the man upstairs moves you, creates those tower moments in your life, moves you away from these people to enlighten you to them. Yeah, telepathy could be, you know, with your angels, with your guides, with your higher self. Oh my goodness. Higher self, with your higher self. I love that. Let's see what else wants to come out. Expansion, expanding your mind. Just giving you a different viewpoint. I think that was what I wanted to say before. A different viewpoint. Soul family. Somebody from your soul family is calling you, drawing you in, drawing you onto your destined path. Completion. We did have the world. The world is 21. The world is an end of a karmic cycle. This year, number 8, 2024, is number 8 in numerology. 8 is the end of karmic cycles. Lessons learned. Okay, let's have a look. This is my Nodes of Destiny Oracle deck. Currently, North Node is in Aries and the South Node is in Libra. The North Node is where you are headed, your point of destiny, where you are headed. The South Node is the things that you need to release. It's in Libra. So if you think of Libra, you think of relationships, friendships, family, workplaces, things that are holding you back. Like me, things that were holding me back, things that I needed to release. South Node in Leo. Leo South Node is like having a heart that just can't sit still, always wandering. These big-hearted souls fear being invisible unless they shine like rare diamonds. The South Node is where we feel cozy spiritually. The key to unlocking growth lies in letting go. So you needing to let go of the fear of being invisible. I'll tell you what, when I moved and didn't know anybody when I was in England, it was cathartic in the fact that I could just listen to myself. I didn't have to worry about what anybody else thought or what anybody else had an opinion of. I just did what I wanted to do. And it was such good health, physical, mental, and spiritual. It was such a beautiful feeling to just do what I wanted to do. I was a people pleaser. Like I said, I didn't end up going to England or making the decision to go because I was being forced to go, but somebody else, my friend, was going. Well, do you want to come with me? Yeah, sure, it sounds great. It wasn't something that I ever would have planned to do because I was just a go with the flow person. But then in a tower moment, I ended up there on my own, which was part of my spiritual journey. And it was so nice. A real opportunity to get to know yourself. Self, sun. South Node in the 7th house. When the South Node throws a party in the 7th house, you might find yourself fishing for compliments like a pro. But hey, being a yes man can be a real yawn fest. It's your time to steal the spotlight, regardless of your gallery's critics. This corner of your chart is your cozy hideout, urging you to ditch the old and fly towards the new. Like I said, that time in England, it was a time to put me first. Yeah, healing and transformation. North Node in the 4th house, this is where you're headed. If your North Node kicks back in the 4th house, tough childhood might have turned you into a warrior. Your quest, thaw out that frosty armor and wade into the ocean of emotions. Release control and tango with your inner vulnerability. That's exactly what I did. South Node in Capricorn. Capricorn South Nodes are on a mission to ditch the laser focus on goals and shift your spotlight onto your own needs. Your soul's on a journey to embrace your inner intuition, nudging you to fine-tune those psychic and empathetic superpowers. It's the stuff we've got to let go of. That for me just resonates with everything that I had to do. Have a look at where your North and South Nodes are in your chart, because it will give you a guide of what you need to let go of and where you need to head in order to break free, whether you're in the process of doing it, whether you've already done it, or whether you're reflecting back. And as I was doing these Nodes of Destiny deck, I actually had never looked where my North and South Node are. I've been intuitive all of my life. My moon is in Scorpio. My whole life has been death and rebirth. So I'm no stranger to it. My South Node is in Taurus. Taurus is the arts, that real Venusian energy. South Node is things that you are comfortable in. For me, it was illustration, drawing, painting, anything creative. But my North Node lies in tapping into my spirituality. And so, if you can see, and as I said, it was only because I looked back on it, I have now combined the things that I am comfortable with, which is my illustration, with something that engages my spirituality. To open up a YouTube channel, for me, was a huge step. Huge. So frightened to do. Almost as frightened as getting on that plane that day. So have a look at where your North and South Nodes are. Let's have a look. This is my Moon Oracle deck. When the moon waxes crescent, it's your cue to set fresh goals and dreams. New moon in Capricorn. All that hustle is finally cashing in. When the moon is full, it's your cue to release your grip and dance with enchantment. And on the bottom, we have, let the lunar quiz on commitment begin during the first quarter moon phase. So I'm going to get an angel oracle. Let's see what that is, because sometimes 36 Menadel protects your employment and preserves your livelihood. If you are dealing with an emperor, because he came out twice, an emperor, king of pentacles character, protects your employment and preserves your livelihood. If you're on your spiritual path, if you're being called to a certain point and you're coming up against somebody in your life that is holding you back in terms of your finance, your career, your destined path, you are protected. Menadel is here. So we had the Emperor twice. And as I said, that Emperor tied in with this devil energy. And we had two devils and toxicity. And we also had the King of Pentacles, which is money. It could be a father figure. As I said, I was talking about those dramas that I watch on TV where you've got a grandfather energy. Somebody holding you back. Uriel, God is my light. Sun, sun. Transformation. You're being guided. What's that song? Guided. Guided by the light. No, it's blinded by the light. I said guided by the light for a reason. Number 20, protection and guidance on your spiritual journey. Guided. Guided. That's why I said guided. You're being guided by a light, the sun, whether you realize it or not. But with the Eight of Swords there, divine timing, it's happening now. Part of your spiritual journey. 61, Humabel, confidence. Yeah, Samuel, death and fetching souls. For those people, death and fetching souls, that to me is judgment. For those people who have tried to hold you back, there will be ramifications. If I think about, you know, all the people in my life who tried to hold me back from my friendship with the time, he wasn't my husband at the time, but from my friendship with my husband. And I look back now and they're all stuck in the same little country town that they've always been in. Maybe too scared to make a change. 16, loyalty, Hakamiya. (61) 16 77. Sometimes you can be over loyal to a friendship that has already died. And whether it's that loyalty that's keeping you stuck. Where did I see that? Whether it was up here, maybe it was. You need to be loyal to yourself. You shouldn't continue to be loyal to people who no longer serve you, because it's just holding you back. 47, Azalea, divine contemplation. That was what I was just doing there, and I was just thinking. Who and what has held you back? 34, again, a number 7. Lahia, helps control anger. I can't tell you the amount and that wants to come out. Divine mission. 41, Hahel, divine mission, helps with legal issues. 18, Khalil. I can't tell you the amount of times that I was called out for coffee or dinner by people within my group of friends at the time, trying to take me off a path and a friendship because it didn't serve them. They wanted me to be loyal to them, and I couldn't understand it. Okay, let us get... Do I want to do that? If this is about love, I'm going to get you a love song. This is my unforgettable. Unforgettable in every way and forevermore. That's how you'll stay. That's why, darling, it's incredible that someone so unforgettable thinks that I am unforgettable too. Unforgettable. And this card keeps wanting to come out. We were never really friends. That's Bruno Major. Maybe you're like me and you have somebody that you are friends with that you unknowingly will end up being in a long-term commitment with. Okay, so for those, again, who are, that's purely just for people who resonate with the love aspect of this reading. Again, this is the same. These are my love messages. This may be messages from your person, messages from your higher self. Just tell me the truth. Secret Admirer. I'm only going to get a couple of these. I think you may have misunderstood me. I really don't know if you even care. I want a family with you. Temptation. The devil appears at that point where you are aligning yourself with your destined path. Be aware. Okay, finally, I'm going to get, in here is Scrabble tiles. They have letters and numbers on them. In regards to you or your person, it could be your first, middle, last initial or that of your person. It could be somebody else. This Devil energy, Emperor, King of Pentacles energy. Could be their initials or something else that pertains to your connection. Goodness. That's half the deck. Okay, I'm going to call them out. An A and a 1. A K and a 5. A W and a 4. Macaw. An R and a 1. A U and a 1. Maybe you need to be truthful with yourself to what's no longer serving you. A C and a 3. A G and a 2, that's God. G is always God for me. A P and a 3. A J and an 8, I just heard justice. Justice will be served, especially if you are on your spiritual path. A D and a 2. An X and an 8. And just remember, if you are removing yourself from friendship groups, people in your life, it's because, and as I said with that World card there, that's the end of the karmic lessons that you're meant to learn with that person. You can't learn anything else anymore with that person. That's why you're being moved along. N and a 1. L and a 1, a Y and a 4, I and a 1, an O and a 1, IOU, IOU. Maybe somebody is holding you back because they believe you owe them something. Or maybe you feel like you can't leave them because you owe them something. Hearing people pleasing. Don't be a people pleaser. You owe yourself something, and a H and a 4. Okay, that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that there were messages in this reading that gave you confirmation or clarity on things that intuitively you were already picking up on. Awkward. Somebody's feeling awkward. Nearly ready to make a decision. Sorry, that was just calling me. So I hope that you got some clarification. I hope that there was confirmation in something that you were already intuitively picking up on. That is the reason for tarot readings, and that is the reason that they are timeless. It's because it finds you when you're meant to find it. On whatever part you are on the journey, you are meant to find it to get that clarification so that you can make the next step. As I said, with the High Priestess there, that card that kept coming out for me, what's happening, the future of what's happening and where you are headed is potentially unseen, and you're meant to follow your gut. You're meant to follow your intuition. Fine-tune those psychic and empathetic superpowers. Part of a lesson that you are learning. So I wish you luck. If you haven't already, please like, share and subscribe. If you are interested in any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. Wishing you a lovely rest of the day, and I will see you again in another reading.